Hey guys, it is October 1st today as I record this. It is a new month. It's last quarter of the year, Q4. And the month I wanted to promote the importance of MPS, muscle protein synthesis. Reverse this theory that we're going to get slower metabolism, get fatter, get slower, and just have increased muscle loss, sarcopenia as we age. And that's a result of not changing how we do things. We need to embrace the aging process, as you know, I say all the time, and instead change how we eat, how we prioritize certain foods in our meals, and maybe supplement where needed, as with essential amino acids to help stimulate muscle protein synthesis so we build muscle, anabolic versus breakdown. So we have more anabolic resistance as we age. So I've done many videos and the audio podcasts, Coach Debbie Potts Show, you can listen to and learn more. Today, I just want to go over what the challenge is for this month and see if you want to join me. You just have to go to Perfect Aminos, bodyhealth.com, use my code Coach Debbie Potts, and you can learn more about Perfect Aminos. In a previous episodes, we did 3 podcasts, 2 with Dr. Minkoff and 1 with the head guy of the Perfect Aminos at Body Health. So what is anabolic resistance? We talked about what is a 30-day challenge. In October, it's on my website, the 30-day muscle protein synthesis challenge. Why do we focus in this? Because we want to get stronger. We have this battle against losing muscle. We have this battle against slowing metabolism, loss of muscle mass, changes in our hormones, reduced activity level. What are the solutions about it? This is the purpose of getting you started, a jump start in October, a 30-day, it's actually 31 days in October, but 31 days or longer, you're going to start creating new habits. So protein goals is Dr. Gabrielle Lyon has a great handout on her website talking about 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So there's a great free handout on her website, the Lyon Protocol. Head to Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. You can read all about protein and figuring out your macros. So with her solution, if you're metabolically healthy, the carbs are going to be around 100, 130 grams if you're an athlete. If you're not active, keep those carbs a little lower and really prioritize protein. So 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So if you're trying to be a comfortable weight for you is 150 pounds, for example, then you're going to work on hitting 3 meals with 40 to 50 grams. For me, I can get 2 meals with 40, 50 grams, but I have to work hard to get another meal in. So maybe it's via a shake and or essential amino acids. So goal 1 is to figure out your macros. So Dr. Gabrielle Lyon talks about the protein and then the carbs. This is a high end for you that are active. If you're active, you can probably tolerate this much. 30 grams of carbohydrates per meal. We women, as we age, our hormones get lower, estrogen, progesterone, but we are more anabolic resistant and insulin insensitive. So we need to time those carbohydrates, single food ingredients from nature post workout when we do an anaerobic, I hate the word anaerobic, a glycogen fuel sourced workout. You can place those in that post workout window and get the GLUT4, shuttle the glucose from the blood, the carbs you just ate, into the muscle so they're used for the next hard workout. That's glycogen depleting muscle glycogen storage as your fuel. Different if we're doing a zone 2, if you actually know your zone 2, as I've been talking about, most people do not even train in zone 2, but that's your peak fat burning zone. And then fat is a calculation. Also, when I'm working with clients, I start with their protein and then adjust your fat. Your fat and carbs are going to be from nature, from me. And also I like to look at the genetics, because if you look at my genetics, I have to kind of change what I'm eating. When I do Pinoy metabolism testing on people, I share this into resting metabolism. We can figure out how many calories you need a day. Are you actually metabolically flexible? Are you metabolically healthy that you're showing primarily grain, fat for fuel, and dairy and carbs. This person is kind of in between. So I would make their carbs a little bit lower and maybe become more fat burner and time in those carbohydrates, strategic carb timing based on their workouts. And then we figure out their macros. Maybe I don't change your protein on workout days or non-workout days, because non-workout days, you're actually recovering and repairing from your workout on the workout days. So non-workout days, this is where the carbs are going to get lower. So that's how I personalize it. Ideally do genetic testing and the metabolism testing. But the example here, you can look on Dr. Gabrielle, her free handout, the Lion Protocol Guide, and see about that. So that's how you figure out your calories if you work with me, testing, not guessing. And then we figure out your macros. And then she's got to get information about there, your protein and your fat. And then the carbohydrates, you can adjust from there. So you can learn all this for free in this guide that she has on her website. And then we figure out your proteins, carbs and protein ratio, talks about fiber, getting that from your berries. And then talking about protein, fat, carbs, protein each meal, amount of fiber each meal. And then talking about 30 to 40 grams. Women, you actually need a higher end, 40 grams, not 20 to 30 grams per meal, but 30 to 40 up to 50 grams, especially double the 20 grams into 40 grams because we're more anabolic resistant. So 10 years ago, maybe you could have tolerated 20 grams to 30 grams of protein, but now you need 40 to 50 to do the same thing, stimulate muscle protein synthesis. So check out her information and the role of the amino acids, and she talks about methionine and really looking at these high quality nutrient density. Now, I did in previous video, I talked about PNOE metabolism testing, and then we'll talk about chronic stress next time when I do metabolism testing for people that are at rest. And then this is an exercise test, but how we identify your fat burning is the gold and then the purple, and then figure out where they are having their metabolic crossover point. So we want to look at your fuel source used, your calories, and heart rate increases. And it doesn't have to be a VO2 max test. Some people I test just want to know their zone 2, so we can get you up to your peak VO2. Now, other tests, we might see that people are really not training much of zone 2 because, see, the gold is their fat burning and their metabolic crossover point is, say, around 144 heart rate. But if they trained more and got faster and faster, their metabolic crossover point will be higher. So we want to train the right way and figure out their training zones and their nutrition and their stress, because we'll go over this new blog from PNOE, the effects of cortisol, how that impacts your metabolism. And I did a recent blog on how chronic stress impacts your fat metabolism and weight gain and all that. So we'll go into that another time, but testing is really helpful figuring that data. Now, the 30-day challenge, I have a discount code I use for my clients. It's Coach Debbie Potts. If you want to save 20% and give the podcast some love by supporting it by buying with our link. How much perfect aminos to take? Well, ideally, we're getting our protein from our meals. You can look at this video I did on Brad's Kern's carnivore scores chart, looking at nutrient density. So what protein is best? The global all-stars, liver, oysters, salmon, organ capsules I do from Paleo Valley or Body Health, or there's Primal Kitchen, there's ancestral supplements. You want to obviously get good quality organ capsules, because that'd be disgusting if they were not grass-fed from good source. They're already disgusting as they are, I think, but they're filled with nutrition. Now, smashed family, sardines, mackerel, anchovies, salmon, and herring are best to do every day. You can do the 3-day sardine challenge that my friend Dr. Annette Oz does. Oysters, clams, so all these foods, and then eggs, great source of choline, B vitamins, your zinc, carnitine are in your red meat. So you want to make sure you're getting local, 100% grass-fed meat, and other meat you can do if you're creative or not creative. Outgoing, adventurous eater, I'm not, but buffalo, bison, elk, lamb, venison. And then Brad has this chart that says, below the stick line, foods, maximum dietary nutrients. So chicken, turkey, and pork, they're protein, but they're not as nutrient dense as red meat and eggs. And then there's the whole plant foods. You can listen to podcasts I've done on anti-nutrients, phytates, lectins. This is my favorite handout to send all my clients. By Sean Wells, your guide to lectins, phytates, oxalates. So the 30-day challenge to get your protein from plant-based is still challenging. So ideally, if you're vegan, vegetarian, you probably need more perfect aminos, essential amino acids, because you're not eating where all the protein is and get the right amino acids, as Dr. Gabrielle Lyon talks about in her page booklet here. There's a good infographic. We scroll up, bear with me right here, on how we need the combination of methionine, leucine, and lysine, and that is coming from chicken, beef, tuna as an example, and you can look at this website to get more information. Now, oh, no, you can't, it's forbidden. Okay, so the 30-day challenge, we're going to look at how you can get stronger. So lifting weights, try to get at least 2 days a week. I do 4 to 5. Essential amino acids, I will be taking them myself 3 times a week. So use my discount code Chevy Potts, order them today so you're getting them in time. And then looking at, again, I keep going over this, why does our metabolism get slower? It's because we're not lifting enough weights to battle that Goldilocks of balance between breaking down and building up, that our hormones are changing. We need to change how we fuel and train. So all of this information of why our metabolism slow down, if we focus on eating protein, getting essential amino acids, and lifting weights, ideally a little heavier weights if you've been lifting a while and you built up that foundation. But how do we speed up that metabolism? I went over in the previous video. Resistance training, strength training, protein intake for muscle protein synthesis to build new muscle, stimulated by resistance training and dietary protein. As with the leucine threshold we've talked about, older adults, 25 to 30 grams of protein is now, I've heard that's not enough. You need 40, 50 grams of protein with high leucine. So that I would adjust, and then right type of training to increase metabolism and insulin sensitivity. So insulin resistance is an issue, and getting your insulin tested, your doctor will not do until you are diabetic. So please do not wait until you're diabetic. Track with, as I say all the time, Alta, or I use Rupa Health with clients, but go to Alta Health. You can get 20% off. Again, everything's 20% off. Use my code here, and we can put that in the show notes. Okay, so we're going to reverse insulin resistance. We're going to improve your metabolism by building more muscle, and we do that by the right type of strength training, the right type of activity and HIIT training. We're going to work on sleep, stress, and fasting just 12 hours from dinner to morning. Now, if you want to know more about personalized training and coaching, I do functional lab testing, do the metabolism testing if you want to come to Del Mar, California, North San Diego, run blood chemistry analysis, functional lab testing as GI test, a Dutch test for your hormones, looking at genetics, as I do from Wild Health Precision Medicine, their clarity report, and correlate that data together. And I've gone over my test a lot, but that's amazing information to get your clarity report and see where your numbers are, as I did my old results here. So finding out how you should eat with your genetics and looking at your lipids. And we've gone over this a few times, but I really think it's helpful to look at where is my risk for cardiovascular disease, what labs I should look at to get tested, and then get retested every 3 to 4 months so I know where I am. Vitamin D, I'm always low, even though I'm out in the sun, swimming in a bathing suit. So we're looking at all these markers and how to improve them. Looking at insulin resistance. So we want to really get a jump start this month on taking your essential aminos and how much to take. You can look at their chart. Again, I went through this previous video, but that's how much to take. One serving is 5 tablets or 1 scoop. If you are heavier, as I'm a tall person, you want to take at least 2 servings first thing in the morning and 1 before bed. Athletes, you may need a little bit more. So if you're trying to work out daily, add another 1 to 2 servings above. So my challenge for myself this month is what I'm trying to share, that I'm taking 1 to 2 servings above this. So 2 servings in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 before bed. And really looking at taking them before the workout as well as before bed to enhance recovery, 20 to 30 minutes before a workout. So first thing in the morning before I go to the gym. And then if you have intense workouts, 1 to 2 hour workouts, use Perfect Aminos as a main protein source if you are a vegan vegetarian. Okay, so check out that information. I've been going over that, but use our code, Coach W Potts, and I think Body Health. The link is here. I'll put that in the show notes, W Potts, so you can get that information. Now, you can see the summary on Body Health. I'll kind of go over this real quick. It's hard for me to read this. I don't know if it is for you, so I need to tell them, can you redo this? I like bullet lists to read. So summary of this article about the science behind perfect aminos, or just think about essential amino acid. Not all proteins are equal. Proteins consist of amino acids, which are divided between essential amino acids, which are those we must get from food sources. And then there's non-essential amino acids that our body can make. Now, to make new protein, our body requires each of the essential amino acids. If we are missing even one, our bodies cannot make new protein. The essential amino acids must be in an exact ratio to one another. So any quantity of amino acid above this level results in excess, and that cannot be used on its own. When we consume protein, our bodies break it down into individual proteins or individual amino acids composed of and then removed from these essential amino acids that exist in correct ratio to one another. So then our body makes new proteins. So any excess or non-essential amino acids, they say, are converted to glucose, ketones, or oxidized as fuel directly. Calories measure the energy released when a food is broken down. Catabolic, break down, anabolic, build up, right? Now, excess amino acids in a protein source, which cannot be used to build new proteins, are the actual source of calories. The amount of excess amino acids in a protein source differs from protein to protein based on the exact amino acid profiles. So there is an exact correct ratio of amino acids that's 90% used in the body to synthesize new protein with nearly 0 calories or 0 excess amino acids. The ratio allows for nearly 0 calories. Any alterations from this ratio results in excess amino acids, which are converted to energy, and you can measure in calories. So other protein sources vary 48% as whole eggs, 18% utilization of whey, and only 16% of soy. So the amount of energy produced upon breakdown of excess amino acids differs as well, with 52% of a whole egg being deaminated and converted and measured into calories, 82% of whey being deaminated, and 84% of soy. Now, this energy, they say in this article, comes from nearly all forms of glucose, fat, after the amino acids have gone through gluconeogenesis. And you can measure nitrogen output for any protein source. Amino acids have an exact amount of nitrogen. When you have excess amino acids that are deaminated, the nitrogen is released and can be measured. The measured amount of nitrogen output compared to amount of protein consumed equals to the percent unused. Excess amino acids are converted to sugar or fat. So interesting that the percent of amino acids are utilized to build new protein, and the individual protein sources can be measured. So perfect aminos, they say, is the exact ratio of essential amino acids needed by the human body to create new protein and collagen without excess acids, amino acids. So this is the perfect amino acids, what it is. It's composed of essential amino acids, 99% used to create new protein, with less than 1% excess aminos being deaminated, provides only 0.04 calories for every 5 grams. So You can check out the research, lots of articles, their Facebook group page, but that is the science behind it. And if that doesn't make sense at all, head to their website, bodyhealth.com, and they have lots of research there on the perfect aminos. Okay, so what I've been doing are the tablets because I don't really like sweetness, but they do have perfect amino powder that a lot of people use. So 1 scoop is a serving, so you might need 2 scoops. They have strawberry, mixed berry, lemon lime, mocha, chocolate, and vanilla. There are no sweeteners, but of these type of artificial sweeteners, but it does have stevia. So look always the ingredients, make sure they agree with you. Now the stevia that does not give me a headache is the kind that's in here called stevia ribaudioside. And then there's also monk fruit. So I'm not a fan. Every company's adding stevia and another sweetener, monk fruit. So there's 2 in there. I really wish people could just do a little bit of one. We don't need that much sweetener plus a fruit. So to me, I would like unsweetened, but it tastes, I guess, horrible, everyone says, to make amino acids without flavor. So that is the perfect amino acid powder. So you can do that or learn how to just take the amino acid tablets. Or 5 is 1 serving. So you might need, like me, 10 if you're taller. And you can just take 5 tablets, get 5 grams of perfect aminos, and you can see the information on here of the aminos. So best results, what it's going to tell you is the guides on here and the frequently asked questions, how much are in there, but it was 1 scoop or 5 tablets is 5. This is what I was looking for. 1 scoop provides 5 grams comparable to dietary protein on the average of 29 grams of whey, soy, dairy, or nuts, or 15 grams of meat, or 10 grams of eggs. So good information here to save and remember. So that's my 30-day challenge. If you want to join in, head to Body Health, use my link. That's all you need to do. And then just share. And there's a Facebook group page they have, or you can just share with me and tag me on Instagram, Coach Debbie Potts, and read why we need essential amino acids. Building blocks of protein, build cells, tissue, nerves, hormones, enzymes, perform thousands of other critical functions in the body. Essential amino acids that the body cannot make on its own, so we must receive from outside source. You can learn all about where they're from in the user guide. But really look at this amount so we can get the right intake of protein, and then we can stimulate muscle protein synthesis along with lifting weights and, of course, managing stress and working on your sleep hygiene routine, moving throughout the day. It's not just this. We have the other elements of the holistic method, but my challenge is to focus on one thing. My husband Neil said, why don't you just focus on one thing? And that's what I came up with. Let's do one thing this month. Let's supplement 3 times a day with perfect aminos and focus on 2 to 3 meals. Maybe you need to get the shake. That is an option here, perfect aminos. There's a power meal that you might like for extra meal. Shakes don't always digest well. I always feel like I'm gonna throw up. So, but this has all the 22 essential vitamins and minerals, 10 antioxidants, keto friendly, and your perfect aminos. So I really like this for clients if you want to get this as an option for your 3rd meal. And it gets a lot of good nutrition there. So let me know, send me a message, DM me, tag me on Instagram, Coach Debbie Potts, and let's get stronger. I challenge you 30 days. Let me know. See you later.